Warning, the following content is unscripted and definitely will offend your precious feelings. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I am your host, Stone Logie, and with me today, of course, is my co-host on 0 Hour, Zeropium. Right off the bat, Andrew Eastman says, I've started to associate this song with my morning coffee. Welcome to the club, sir.
Hell yeah.
The first thing I think about in the morning is this song. I wake up and I'm bleeding, shocked by black rum. So...
First thing I think about on Monday mornings when we get ready to do this is seeing all you fantastic members of Valhalla just floating around out there as we get ready one more time to stomp some mud holes in these asses and walk them some bitches dry. Good morning, everybody.
Starting off with a little Stone Cold this morning.
Hell yeah, my brother. I'm still working on an intro. I don't have anything, so I'll just steal somebody else's.
Mexican Iron Man with the $4.99 super chat. Good morning, Mexican Iron Man. Says, I'll be back in 30 minutes. Oh, Bioware. What a tangled web of love and gaming we weave. Thank you for that super chat, Mexican Iron Man. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and we're going to start off and burn some shit down this morning. Skull! Let us get some good mornings out there. Nearsighted Cyclops, good morning. Storted Poopus Cuber, my favorite polar bear on YouTube. Gun Buddies, good morning. Ryan Roger Ape. Bioware went downhill around 2013 for the company, but its impact on games was not seen until Mass Effect Andromeda 2017. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing, brother? Ryan, brother, that video you did, all smiles, man. All smiles. Thank you. You do some great work. Absolutely great work. Mark Damply, Tired, and Chris Persia. The Bash Brother Wrenches are here along with Project Storytime. Good morning, my friends. How are you doing? Day Bob! The Rooster in the Hen House. Day Bob is here. Good morning, Day Bob. How are you doing? Good morning, Psychodorf 9. How are you doing, my friend? Keely Chow Roll Tide. Keely Roll Tide. Kendra L. Good morning. Thank you so very much for the coffee. The lady, Arwen Avalon, says, morning, y'all lurking. Good morning. Arwen, hope you are doing well. Daryl the Derelict, how are you doing, brother? Dean Krantz, good morning, Dean. Good morning, Pat S. Moon Pie. Back to me. Moon pie.
I'm hungry for some moon pie now.
And now I want breakfast. Son of a bitch.
I know. I always put off eating until the show's over. But hey, you know what? You guys are worth it.
I'm right there with you. Breakfast.
Hell yeah.
Waffle House after the show.
All right, we're all going to Waffle House. My treat. I'll see you in about 4,600 hours.
There was a really good Waffle House, and it wasn't like Waffle House. This was the Belgian Waffle House. In Branson, Missouri, right on the strip. They had the most kick-ass waffles, man. Just legendary. It is the Belgian Waffle House in Branson, Missouri, just down the road from the Ripley's, believe it or not, and there's a giant building with King Kong on it, just down the building from that.
King Kong size Belgian waffles. Ooh, I'm getting happy in the pants just thinking about it.
My two dark side nuts. Good morning. Speaking about happy in the pants.
Love that name. Love it.
Soul Assassin. Good morning. Just another red shirt. Hail. Visage Melody. Happy Hookie Day.
All out and about in chat this morning. Good morning, y'all.
Heck yeah, it is a Monday.
Yeah, I'm glad you're all here on this lovely Monday morning. Monday. Yeah.
So what was your introduction to Bioware?
Oh, can you believe it, guys? We said, all right, guys, we're done with video games. No, we're not. We lied.
Let's talk about Bioware.
We're talking about the company and corporation as a whole, you know? So
I thought about doing an arcade stream, but where are you going to get the arcades?
Yeah, man, that would have to be like one of those vlogs that we just go on to or somewhere. I mean, that'd be cool, but I don't know, man. It's a lot of work. So real quick, my first introduction to Bioware was Knights of the Old Republic when that came out on Xbox years ago. With that big, giant, thick novel of an instruction manual they threw in there. Not gonna lie, didn't really care for it the first time I played it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But after I played Dragon Age when that came out several years later, went back into it and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, my introduction to Bioware really started with when Knights of the Old Republic made it big. What about you?
I played Baldur's Gate, which was a Bioware. I played Planescape Torment, which was Bioware. And then, like you and everyone else, I got into Star Wars, The Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic. So, but I really didn't know who they were until Knights of the Old Republic. So it's like, yeah, I played the Baldur's Gate, I played all that, I did all that, but I never really paid attention to them until Knights of the Old Republic. And then, of course, I played that, and I was just like, I'm hooked. Who the hell are these people? Oh, it's a company called Bioware. And
sounds like some disposable edible underwear or something.
It wasn't until what was it, 2007, 2008 when Mass Effect came out?
I believe that was, if that is 07, I'm pretty sure. Maybe 07? early 2008. Yeah, it was.
I know that I got it for Christmas.
Was that a present to yourself?
It was a present to myself.
Well, who's going to know your taste better than
And it was really a special present because I had very, very little money at that time. I had just moved to Fort Worth. I just moved out of Houston and moved to Fort Worth, and I had almost nothing.
Right.
And then boom, this game comes out, and it's like I sat there all Christmas playing that with my dad.
Mm.
And my dad wasn't like, my dad had moved on from video games. Sure, he played Mario and Duck Hunt and all that, but he was hooked, man. He was like, "Oh, you get to make your character," and he was like, "Wait, give him a beard, give him a beard, give him, make sure he's got goatee, give him goatee."
Was he a Star Wars fan too?
Oh yeah. He's
So
the one who got me into Star Wars.
Do you think it was that aspect that brought him into it?
Oh, I'm talking about Mass Effect.
Oh, I thought you were
Mass
talking
Effect.
KOTOR. Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I mean,
KOTOR came out before that.
Oh yeah, for sure. To be realistic, Mass Effect is kind of their original, Star Wars kind of thing.
And that was like Mass Effect that Christmas. That was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really big deal. Getting that was a really big deal.
Yeah.
Did you ever? I didn't have any money, and
so
it was like the game I played over and over and over and over again, because it was one of the few games I had that I didn't sell. I wouldn't sell. I still have that original. I still have the first run because I got it right after it came out. It's sitting right here next to me. Mm-hmm. I never sold it. It's one of the very few 360 games I never ever sold and got rid of.
Yeah, for sure. Like the couple game shops I frequent every few times a year, maybe. I've traded in some games, bought some new ones here and there, but the ones I have never got rid of, like you, are the first two Dragon Ages and all the original Mass Effect trilogy that I got. And oddly enough, the games that I did trade in or sell off, I bought them back for maybe $1 each, so I didn't really lose anything, but those are pretty much the pillars of my 360 collection.
Oh yeah. Old Gamer 72 Cutlass says that Waffle House is still there, Loki. Hell yes, it is. Hell yes, it is. That Waffle House has been there for like 60 years. So yeah, I imagine it still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the things that the Coof couldn't even take out. Was the Coof couldn't even take out that Waffle House. Mm-hmm. That was one of the first places that reopened after the winter, that first winter with the Coof, mm-hmm. that I went to, that I had to wear a mask to get in to eat at, was that I actually put a mask on. I actually did that because I was like, no, Waffle House is back open. I'm going. I'm not missing out on that.
Hell yeah, man. Project Story. I was just gonna say, yeah, the first Mass Effect is underrated. Wholeheartedly agree. Absolutely.
Oh, the elevators. Dun, 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 dun. It's like you're waiting for Girl of Ipanema to play.
Yeah, F those elevators. You know what? I'd agree. The first few times going up all the way to the top of the Citadel, not that bad. But after, you're 25 to 30 hours into it, you just want to say, can we just hurry this up, please? But really not that bad, but God, I wish there was a speed up button sometimes.
So what was that like for you? We've heard about, what it's like for me. I sat there all Christmas playing that with my dad, visiting different planets. He loved the fact that you could just go, oh, look, I want to go to that planet and use the rover. And he thought all that shit was he was like, this is like, what we should be doing out there.
Yeah.
What about you? What was your first Mass Effect experience like?
Well, the odd thing is, because it's one image I will never ever forget. I landed, it was one of the later side missions in the first Mass Effect when you're driving around on that horrible friggin' Mako. I think it's really cool. You can go to all these extraterrestrial planets and drive around on this thing, but my God, that thing was so clunky. And it's the same thing every time, because when you land on the planet first time, you're looking at the map, you're thinking, okay, I got to go up here. There's got to be a path that just takes me there semi-easily. Nope. And within 45 seconds, guys, every time you're scaling mountains, watching this Mako just friggin' jump rope around things and trampoline bounce off rocks and all this crap. But I will never forget, on one of the close to end game side missions, you went to the moon, our moon. And I was driving the Mako up this mountainside, and I'm, just right there into it thinking, all right, we're wrapping this up soon. It's a final push. And I came over the horizon on the mountain, and planet Earth literally just rose over the horizon into my full field of vision. And I'm thinking, damn, that is what I'm fighting for right now. It was one of those one in a million Kodak moments. I wish I could, have photographed that or something, but it was just so cool to be brought into this incredible story with these amazing characters and stories and backstories and personality and charm and everything that makes a classic game classic.
And choices.
Choices.
Soul Assassin right here. Who y'all choose to save? Ashley or Caden? Ashley the first time because Shepard wanted to bang Ashley. So
I always
had to save Ashley.
Yeah, I always went blue.
Dude, I'm talking about my very first playthrough. Because I didn't get Liara till late in the game. She was the last crew member that got added onto my squad.
Yeah.
So that first playthrough, he was developing a relationship with Ashley, and I wanted to continue that. After that, I always went blue because I went and saved Liara first. I always went and saved Liara first. And that was my permanent relationship with my Shepard, was him and Liara. So I didn't do that the first playthrough of 2, but pretty much once they added the Liara DLC, it was nope, Shepard holds off on a relationship, doesn't have a relationship. Liara comes back. In 2 with the DLC, with the Shadow Broker DLC, you had to have your little visit with her in your quarters and little and then back to full on blown relationship in 3. Yeah, and that was my permanent relationship in Mass Effect. Was Liara.
Never looked back after that.
Never looked back.
Was there ever a secondary character you thought of maybe banging?
Oh, I did. Okay, so the very first playthrough of 2, Tali. Me and Tali got together. So originally it was Ashley, Tali. That was my original save, was Ashley, Tali.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then it was Liara.
Yeah. I love Tali. I always kind of looked at her as like a big brother influence, like that Shepard had on her. But once you find out, there is kind of a woman in there. She's just so very disarming and innocently naive sometimes. And I love Tali for one reason. Those of you that know, you'll know. Emergency induction port. Yeah, I adore Tali. If it wasn't for Liara every single time, Tali is probably the one I'd go for.
There was some feminist Yahtzees that were screaming that you should never have a relationship with Tali, that she's meant to end up with Garrus, and that you male sickos who have to have a relationship with Tali just ruin her because you're going to die anyway. So you should let her be happy with Garrus. And I'm like, bitches, shut the hell up.
Yeah, you don't know anything. Jesus. Yeah, man. Yeah. Tali is just, she's so beautiful. You don't even have to see her, but she's beautiful. She's a beautiful person. Yeah, man. So I meant to ask earlier, getting off topic a little bit. Did you ever play Jade Empire?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I did. And that is one of the wackiest ass games. Especially so there is a unlock to unlock all the extra shit that they blocked off, because BioWare had this habit of making shit for a game and then just locking it off to where you couldn't actually do it. So you've got side missions and all kinds of extra shit that you basically get locked off from doing, that you may get it in a DLC or whatever. But they did that with KOTOR. They did that with Mass Effect. They did that with a couple of games where basically they locked off content that they never finished making.
Yeah. And
you never get access to. Jade Empire is full of that and is one of the wackiest ass games. If you've got the extended version and you've got the unlock, the mod that unlocks all the extra content, that is one of the weirdest, wackiest damn games. Especially considering like how everything happens, and oh, you train under master, and the master is killed, then master come back. Loki just ruined everything.
Oh man.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
I played the shit out of it.
That's good. That's good. Also, real quick, project story time saying, I hate that stupid stock Photoshop picture she leaves in your quarters. It was a little odd to see that after you found out where the sources came from. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they kind of quote update that in the
They did.
the remastered version? Okay, so it's not as bad now, but it's still got the original trilogy taint on it. That's okay. Still a pretty girl though.
A lot of people love Miranda. There's a lot of I want this chick, and this is what's canon, and it is canon to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much canon to you, just like Liara. Liara is my chick. Liara is my girl. I'm not gonna, if I play through again, which I've been thinking about doing recently. I've been going through Legendary. I'm about halfway through the first game when I quit, and I don't know if I'm gonna go back and play on that save or start again. I don't know, but I'm gonna play. I've got the Legendary Edition on everything. I've got it on PS5. I've got it on Xbox. I've got it on PC. Very rarely do I reward a game company with something like that.
Yeah, which kind of opens the door into the uncharted waters of this morning's topic, but hey, we'll take it where it lies. We'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, so, well, shit, let's hit on that then. So, if you recall, what was your initial reaction when EA eventually bought this developer out?
Oh, I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
They were going into Mass Effect 2. Dragon Age was coming out, but Dragon Age was already like almost done when EA bought them out.
Mm-hmm.
So the original Dragon Age does not have the taint of Electronic Arts on them, but the second game sure as shit does.
It sure does, because I mean that was EA just barging into the door saying, all right, Dragon Age 2, get it done. You got 9 months.
But they sold out, and they didn't have to sell out. Bioware didn't have to sell out. Bioware didn't have to sell out to EA, but they did. That was their choice. And it's one of those Star Wars situations, one of those George Lucas situations. People are like, George Lucas needs to get the company back. And I'm like, he's the one who sold it. Yeah. He agreed to the sale. He did that. That was his choice. People that are like, oh, Disney stole it. And I'm like, no, he sold it. George fucking sold it. Bioware sold out to EA.
Yeah. Yeah. They were probably thinking, all right, a bigger payday, bigger studios, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was exactly the opposite. Real quick, I just want to go up a little bit. In Mass Effect 4, aren't they using Liara as the default romance partner because of the teaser footage? Nuanced observer asking. Really, to be honest, I don't put a lot of faith into teasers anymore because they're literally just that. They 9 times out of 10 don't have any relation to the final product whatsoever, especially if it's not in-game footage. I think it was them just trying to win some trust points, throwing a familiar face in there. But I'm not saying Liara won't be in the next one. It'd be cool if she is, but I'll just take a teaser trailer for what it is, guys. Just,
let's really quick before we get too far away from Mass Effect 1. Skull and Tug and Roll Snowed Up. Good morning. Before we get too far away from 1, let's talk about the Senate hearings in the U.S. over the sex simulator, also known as Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
Which is what they called it. They said, right now, our children are being introduced to a sex simulator in video games called Mass Effect. Mass Effect is essentially a sex simulator. So says the Congress of the United States of America. No. And it was the Senate. I know. It was Senate hearings. But, yeah. Yeah, they actually did that. And for those of you who played the game and know the game, you know very damn well this is not a sex simulator. It's just a sci-fi game that has all of 10 seconds of a, butt scene in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Butt scene and maybe some side boob if you do Ashley or whatever, literally and figuratively. You know what I think is funny? Like, oh my God. In the age of the internet, even back then, everything was so accessible. You could go on the internet and find a pair of tits within 2 seconds. So if you want to call a game where you pump 30 hours minimum into your campaign just for a brief 30 to 45-second scene where you barely see any nudity at all, if you want to consider that a sex simulator, more power to you, man, and you deserve what you got coming in every aspect of life. Because oh my God, it's like, yeah, I played 30 hours just to jack off to this 130-second scene, man. Oh yeah, I got my money's worth. I'm done.
oh yeah.
Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, man.
Psychodorf 9 with $2 super chat. I pray Guerrilla Games never sells out. I'm right there with you, brother. Thank you so very much for that $2 super chat. Psychodorf 9. You guys keep the fires burning bright, and we're going to send you a little Spartan action this morning. Skull!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Punk will point this out. Sorry. Pump 30 hours. Phrasing. Sorry. Bad choice of words. I thrusted about 30 hours in there before banging Liara.
Nuanced Observer, didn't GTA San Andreas have a hidden sex game? It did, that you had to use Game Shark to unlock and play. There was no other way around it. And they pulled that game for that. And it wasn't even like you didn't even see. Yeah, it was stupid. You didn't even see it. It was just the motions.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the hot coffee mod.
Yeah, the hot coffee mod.
Yeah. And you had to have a Game Shark or give them whatever. You had to have a modifier to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And they wouldn't even take those games. They wouldn't even take that back. It's like, no, we can't touch those at all. Those are first gen Grand Theft Auto San Andreas's. We can't take that. We can't accept that in these stores. They can now, of course, because nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, nobody cares. I mean,
there's a lot worse out there.
Oh, there's bigger problems in the world than having a few adult-oriented scenarios that come up in a game where, I mean, really, just the stupidity and the lack of humility around certain scenarios really just blows my mind sometimes.
And Saj, yes, I completely agree. And Daryl, it did. It changed just because, and you couldn't even access it normally. There was no way to access it normally. You had to use a modified game or a Game Genie, Game Shark, whatever, to access the hot coffee part.
Yeah. And really, I mean, if you're worrying about, your 13-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto and maybe getting somebody to hack into that for him, maybe you should just be a better damn parent. How about that?
First time my wife seen me banging hookers on that, she freaked out. Then she realized I got health from it and laughed. Did any of y'all? Okay, so this is what I would do. This is what I would do. So yeah, Grand Theft Auto. All right. Yeah. So basically, you'd take the chick out in the middle of nowhere.
I think you and I are about to share the same habits.
And you'd get out and you'd knife the bitch. Cha, 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 right? And then, and basically, you were like, you had a whole side story where you were like, the slasher. You were the slasher, the hooker slasher. You'd come up with a weird ass name for it.
I'll tell you what I did. I'd sometimes take my date, my lady of the evening just down a sidewalk somewhere and park there, maybe behind a bush before I get in the bush. And we do our thing, get those axles rocking. Then when she stepped out, I wouldn't use a knife. I'd either use a baseball bat or a golf club. Or whatever.
Get your money back.
Hand.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn
Get that
right.
money back.
Now, here's a question for you guys, because the whole time you're banging in there, you're watching your money total go down. So you could drop like $150 on this bitch. And when you get out and beat the shit out of her and get your money back, how come sometimes you only get like $75 back? Like, where's that bitch hiding that shit?
Mark's freaking out this morning. Damn. The baseball bat was the best.
Baseball bat or the golf club, because didn't your character actually like golf swing that shit or something?
Mark!
$25, bitch. Oh,
Louis Sparrow. I played GTA.
Hell yeah. I like you, Louise. You got good taste. Helmet in the bush.
My God. Inflation. That's why. Inflation.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Her pimp collector was fast.
Bitches be shorting me.
Oh my God.
Loki's going to bring
sword.
out the pimp hand. The samurai sword.
Pimp,
oh my God.
The pimp hand. Get that money back. You want your money back.
Damn right.
That's right. You want your money back. So basically you rock the car, and then in 5, shit, I think you could do like 4 different things. There were like 4 different options. Press which way you want it, baby. and you're like, yeah, all right, we'll do that, and then we'll do some of that, and then we'll do that. And she's like, I tired, I go home now. And you're like, oh, not yet, bitch.
Mark the Infinitely Tired says, please say you played hip to be square when using the... You know what? I never did that, buddy, but I'm going to have to try that now. Keep the pimp hand strong. Hell yeah. The pimp hand is strong in this one. We don't take back talk in this bitch.
I didn't have a PlayStation, so I had to go to a friend's house to play GTA. The original, I remember the original one didn't have hookers in it. You're in Grand Theft Auto. Does anybody remember that? You're in Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, that brings back a vague memory there.
Top down game.
Hell yeah.
Running around on the phone. And you're like, ah.
And those sometimes obnoxious radio stations. Oh, man. It's still a classic, though.
All the GTA games from the PS2 are still the best. The PS1 games are still classic if you can get them to play. If you can get the PS1 games to play, still classic, still love playing them. Top down, running over people, running from the cops, the flamethrower was the best.
Yeah. Project Storytime brings up a good point. Great talk on the fall of Bioware. Yeah, that's what happened, guys. Yeah. You just get sick and tired of it and you move on.
Prince Zhao, brother, thank you. You didn't have to do that. He says, all hell, Loki. I had to stop by and return the love and support. I appreciate you and your fellow comrades. Thank you so much, brother, and keep up the great work. Prince, when you have a celebration for your 1K event, I would love to be there, dude. Come and hang out and talk with you, brother. Let me know if you decide to do something like that, or if you're just going to play a game, I'll hop in chat. Whatever you do, thank you so very much, brother, for the $20 super chat. You really didn't have to do that. This is what we're here for. This is what we do. We did a raid over on Prince's channel, got him to 1K over the weekend. Thank you, brother, for that so much. And that is what we do, brother. And this one's just for you. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Okay, so since we got sidetracked when we started talking all this other
It happens when we do it live.
Well, we were talking about sex in video games, and that's how that kind of transferred over to GTA. Okay, so Mass Effect 2, fucking groundbreaking, badass, great game. Dragon Age, the original Dragon Age, and then we get Dragon Age 2 and Mass Effect 3. And while the majority of Mass Effect 3 is a great game, 99% of Mass Effect 3 is a great game. The
Agreed.
ending pissed everyone off. Doesn't matter what you've done. We lied to you. We told you that everything you did in the game would matter. And we believed them. And everyone worked their ass off trying to get a perfect suicide run, keep everyone alive, all of that. And then 3 comes out, and the ending is not what they promised. And there's a bunch of shit surrounding this. Kotaku made a leak, apparently leaked something really bad about the ending, and they changed it. And then you find out, well, it's not too different than what it was originally going to be changed to. And they changed it again. But that kind of perturbed a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, Fat Steven Seagal.
Yes, this is the God of War scene with the 2 chicks in bed. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Andrew Eastman asking, wasn't Dragon Age 2 the anime one? No, but Dragon Age did have an anime movie that came out before Inquisition dropped. I don't know if that's what you're thinking. It wasn't quite anime, but it kind of had that style to it. I don't know if that's what you're thinking. Actually, Mass Effect had the same thing. They had an anime come out a few years ago, but yeah, the ending. Really, when I finished the campaign on Mass Effect 3 after pumping all those hours into the whole trilogy, I think I wasn't, for lack of a better term, I wasn't really paying attention to what was happening in the ending. It was more or less just the realization that this is the finality of it all. You know what I mean? It was just finally going through that one moment where you're seeing all this happen. It's ending. This is pretty much the end of that whole friggin' epic trilogy that you put all that effort into. So I think once that initial shock goes through your system, and then you finally have time to just take a breath and breathe it all in, when you start seeing all the backlash coming out, at first I didn't really understand why, because to this day, to be perfectly honest, I still really don't have a problem with the ending. We just lost Loki. Oh my God. All right. It's all mine now. So we'll just keep rambling until he comes back. I didn't really have a problem with the ending. The issue I had was the amount of backlash that it was getting, because after putting that many hours into a trilogy that I absolutely adored, I was kind of taken aback by it. I felt Bioware was being attacked. And of course, after that all sets in, you think, okay, rightfully so. The ending was kind of shit when it's all said and done. But I was just kind of thinking, oh man, but it's Mass Effect, guys. Why are you doing this? This is not cool, man. What's happening? But after playing through their remastered ending or whatever, I felt a little bit better. I made a few different choices along the way and got a significantly better ending than my first time through. So yeah, Loki's down, Daryl. Oh man, someone send a chopper. Get to the chopper. Send him to Loki's house now. He needs coffee and waffles stat. So yeah, I don't know. What did you guys think about the third one? The ending, I guess, particularly, because I gotta say, after putting that many hours into it, the ending was kind of inconsequential to me personally, because it was the overall effect of the entire trilogy. Just kind of taking that as a large whole overall. So to basically try to, like all the haters and stuff out there, to try to narrow that down to one little fraction of all the hours you put in really didn't make that much of a difference to me. So who knows? Yeah, Chris, I think Loki just ditched us to go get some, some waffles. I can't say I blame him, but whatever. Soul Assassin says, Mass Effect 3 ending was meh. Yeah, it was meh. The funny thing is, I found a lot of people online back when this was, kind of just breaking out into the world, when the complaining was going on. I remember the other complaint I saw numerous times was, the game is so dark. Like, not literally dark, but dark in tone. It's so dark. It's depressing. Guys, if you play through the third game, you realize, especially in times like now, you're at war. Like, you're at war. Bad things are going to happen. it's just going to be that way. Not everything is going to be happy, sunshine and rainbows and crap like that. You know, it's a game where you're at war, and this is the culmination of everything that's been building up to that point. So I found that a little bit kind of misinformed, because they weren't really, to me, they weren't really looking at the bigger picture. Again, because it's not just good morning, Leia Rose. I see you. Yes, good morning to everybody that's throwing out good mornings for me. I'm sorry. There's a lot of you. But yes, it's nice to see you all. But yeah, Nuanced Observer saying the tone of desperation and tension was an awesome way to tell the story. I wholeheartedly agree. And the thing that really stood out to me was when I was playing through the third one, and you got to that, spoilers, guys, spoilers, I'm sorry. When you get to that moment where you go to Liara's home planet of Thessia, and you're trying to save what's going on there, and you end up legitimately failing that mission, and Thessia falls to the Reapers and whatnot, man, I thought I screwed something up. I actually reloaded a save and did it again, because I was, one of those people. But I legitimately thought I screwed up. And when I found out, no, that's just going to happen, man, the dread and despair that you feel after that, holy crap. I had the feels, guys. And that was a testament to how much I cared about this whole trilogy and how much I cared about these characters. Loki's working on getting back in. That's cool. You liar. You're still going out for waffles, man. He's scarfing them down right now. Like, gotta get back to the show. Oh, the Belgians are so good. The show can wait. More waffles, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, goodies, coffee, more coffee. Arr, arr, arr. So yeah. So say what you will about the ending of Mass Effect 3, but if you're like me, guys and gals, you just look at the big picture, the overall mass effect of the entire trilogy and the influence that it had on you. And because trust me, there were more up times playing those games than down times. So absolutely. God, do we really need to get into Andromeda? That's, long story short, man, I don't know what happened there. I mean, when you spend 45 minutes trying to create a character that looks half decent, and then you go with that, and then the first friggin' cutscene in the game, it makes your guy look like shit, and you can't finish the game because of that reason, man, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. It's all about escapism and being somewhere that you're not normally supposed to be. A fictional world, science fiction, high fantasy, all that kind of crap, man. Like, let's get away from the normal and just go do something unbelievably incredible. So, yeah. Also, quick apology to all you who had to listen to me rant and rave for the last, 6 minutes here. I'm doing my best. I'm really not. I'm just ranting. Yeah, so Andromeda, God, I think that's when, I don't know how much influence EA had on what was going on there and why it ended up being the way it was. I don't know how many members of the EA Employment Academy had their talons cinched into every worker that was more likely than not trying to bust their ass to hammer this game out. Who knows? I really don't know if it was rushed. I don't know. I don't know the grand scheme of things. I don't know the timetable that they had. But I mean, you talk about a rush game. Look at Dragon Age 2. I thoroughly enjoyed Dragon Age 2. I really did. Yes, the caves and some of the locations were repetitive, but that's what happens when the overlords of EA, welcome back, Loki. That's what happens when the overlords of EA come in and give you an unbelievably unrealistic time frame to put a whole game together from scratch and release it on this such a day. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
They just didn't want us talking about this morning.
No, they probably didn't.
So I literally had to go to the other end of the house, unplug my freaking router, which is wired all the way into this office, so I'm not on Wi-Fi. Come back in here, and it still wouldn't load back up. And then I realized, it's trying to read off the Wi-Fi. It's trying to go off the Wi-Fi. So literally I had to go into my internet connections and be like, no, the Ethernet cable is there for a reason, dumbass.
Yeah. So welcome back. I hope
Thank you. Were we talking about Andromeda?
Well, I was just briefly touching on it because really, what can you say about it that hasn't been said? Because you know all the hate.
I was so fucking excited. I pre-ordered. I got the helmet and the suit, the special like shit. Oh, if you go through the Bioware website and you pre-order and you do this thing and you get this code, you get this special helmet and suit, and yeah, I was so pissed. I was like, oh my God, a whole nother galaxy. We're going to a whole nother galaxy. It's going to be so badass.
Do you remember what it was like when you saw that trailer drop for the first time?
Man.
Oh God, the friggin' adrenaline I had going through this.
Yeah.
Like, real quick, Leia Rose, what did I think of the new Skywalker Lego game? You know what? Gotta be honest, never played it. I haven't played a Lego anything game probably since the I think it was the Lego Star Wars Complete whatever edition or whatever it was, when it had all six movies go through there. DJ Ronnie G, you tell the operating system who's boss. Hell yeah. Loki was briefly running off the Frostbite engine. Also, Soul Assassin wants an N7 jacket. Dude, I got mine in the closet right now.
The EA is such a cheap bastard. That, and they really thought, well, we're going to go head to head with Unreal. We're going to go head to head with Unreal, and we're going to create our own engine in-house. And your engine sucks.
Yeah,
Frostbite really sucks. It's Frostbite. You've lost your fingers and your toes. You're probably gonna lose your feet because your engine sucks. Your Frostbite engine left Frostbite on your gamers, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's just bad. My biggest problem with Dragon Age 2 is that Hawk has no personal motivation after the first act. Why is Hawk doing all these adventures? I don't know. You'd probably, to answer that truthfully, I wouldn't know. I'd have to go back and do it again because I know 10 years passed since that first act. Or is it the whole story taking place over 10 years? I don't really know. Probably have to go through it again. Also, Agent Atwood asking, any news on that Ultimate MK3 playthrough? I said last time that that just won't be up to me because honest to God, buddy, I tried and I sucked so bad.
We'll see if we can pull out the arcade edition, because I do have the arcade edition. So we'll see what we can do.
Loki may be able to handle that
with some modifications.
Yeah, I just suck so bad it wouldn't be. There was nothing I recorded that was worth sharing. I'm bad. I'm so bad. Frostbite is terrible.
Yes,
yeah, it is, because the entire time they used it, they couldn't figure out how to master anything about it. Everything that ran on that was broken in some way.
It was. Those games are broken. Games are broken. I went back and tried to play Andromeda recently. Nope.
No, can't do it.
No, can't do it.
Can't do it. I mean,
they say, "Oh, we fixed it." No, you didn't. You janked it together with spit and duct tape. Is what you did.
Yeah, and you
and Andromeda's even, or Anthem is even worse. Don't go near Anthem with a 10-foot pole.
No, man. I mean, when your team of developers are making a game that they literally don't know they're making, I mean, really, the true story is that the Anthem trailer, the initial Anthem trailer got thrown out there before these guys were even making the game. Like, they basically just came in and said, here's the game you're making, guys, hop to it. In case you didn't know. Yeah. Oh, really? Wow. We have to make this? Crap. So, yeah, stay away from Anthem. It's not worth it. Is it
Anthem, Andromeda
still alive?
Yes, but I think all of 2 people play it.
So it's on extra life support, really.
It's on like extra life support. They're not adding anything to it. They're not updating anything. They're not fixing any bugs. I think it's sitting there. I think you can get it for like $2 now.
Wow.
It may be free. I don't know. I know that it released shit. It was shit. And I played it for a couple of days and I was like, this is crap. Compared to everything else out there, you would think that the people who made the Old Republic would have a better handle on live games, games as a service. You would think they would, but
I still,
No.
I still do. Games as a service can kiss my ass. I didn't like. It makes me cringe every time I hear that. Just make your friggin' game and sell it to people at a decent price because they're already friggin' overly expensive anyway. So to summarize, since we've all,
Nuanced Observer says Anthem is just a Destiny knockoff. They were
Yeah.
calling it the Destiny Killer. And I've just got to laugh at that, considering Destiny's doing so well. Even with the horrible decisions that they've made towards the game, they've locked off sections of the whole game to where you can't go back and play them now. You have no idea what's going on. You just kind of get thrown in to Destiny. Nowadays, it's like, oh, well, here's the game. And you don't have any kind of concept what happened in the beginning of Destiny 2 because you can't play any of those levels anymore. They're completely cut off and cut out of the game.
Yeah.
So even with all of that, you still didn't even come close to touching Destiny Anthem.
Yeah.
So
Oddly
a lot
enough-
of bad decisions is what it comes down to.
Yeah. Exactly. Hit the nail on the head there. Also, Agent Atwood saying, no, Warframe is a Destiny knockoff, except in my opinion, Warframe is better. And that's not just because the studio is literally 20 minutes away from my house. Anyway.
Ryan Roger Afe,
Yeah.
what about Dragon Age Inquisition? Go ahead.
Oh,
You probably played more of it than I have.
Dude, I spent probably 30 hours in the first friggin' map that you get on there. My initial impression was confusion because I had to go through that whole Dragon Age keep thing to carry all your previous information over or whatever. Because the first time I fired that up, none of my information carried over. So they're talking about, the Slayer of Andraste there. And I'm thinking, no, it was not a high elf. It was like some human warrior dude. So took a misstep there. So once I got all that previous save info sorted out, it was obviously a lot more immersive. There was much more micromanaging than I thought there would be, a lot more side missions, just having a big map littered with extra crap to do. I liked the crafting aspect of it. Seeing the classic characters come back was really cool. I thought the story was decent. Combat was really good. I liked the whole Inquisitor kind of aspect of it. It made you, I guess, feel important, especially in the first act there, the first 30 or 40 hours when you're going through and learning all about, the village that you're staying in and all these Inquisition developments and things. So yeah, story was decent. Gameplay, combat mechanics and whatnot, really cool. Other than that, I don't really know off the top of my head, because out of the 3 Dragon Age games, that's actually the one I played the least.
Yeah. I played it for about 10 hours. I got about 10 hours in and I was like, I'm not enjoying this.
Yeah. You guys out there, you might be better informed than I, because I just played it through once, and that was when it came out. So that was what, 6, 7, 8 years ago now. My God, I'd have to go through it again. I do have the Game of the Year edition on Steam with all the DLC. I got that when it was on sale, so maybe I'll go through it again, refresh my memory. But overall, I enjoyed it. But really, as it truly coincides with the decline of Bioware, it doesn't hold a candle to the first one.
No.
Which brings us to, God, you think about the fall, the rise and the fall, man. What was going through your mind when all these Bioware pillars of the company, all the developers, the writers, everybody that had the most creative minds in that business, when you find out they're all leaving, what's going through your mind there?
This is not the Bioware. Bioware's never going to be the same. You can't continue to do the things you've done without the crew that got you there in the first place. And when the storytellers are leaving, when the game developers are leaving, when the people that have made this company what it is are leaving, you've got a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have got a really big problem, and it's not going to be the same. And anyone who thinks otherwise is deluding themselves. Oh, well, this person stuck around for this or didn't get out until after this, so the game's going to have the story that we want. And you have no idea whether that's going to be true or not. You have no idea what changes. And when a company starts bringing in Anita fucking Sarkeesian to talk about story development, character development, and how not to be sexist, you've got another very big fucking problem.
Yeah, if you think her opinion is worth anything, my God, help you. I don't know what you're doing with your life.
Just look at Andromeda. Look at the women in Andromeda and look at what they did to the women in Andromeda. They literally took that beautiful girl that plays the female writer, and they made her look like a fucking...
Yeah. Those of you that don't know, take a Barbie doll, throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds. There's your character creator.
And melt her fucking face. And that's what you get as the female hero in Mass Effect Andromeda. And Anita Sarkeesian is why.
Yeah.
People like that are why they made a decision like that. We can't have beautiful women in games. You cannot have beautiful women in games.
Yeah, it's so true, and it's so sad because of that reason. Because don't tell me that, because you know what's funny, man? Because like you can go back to games like that, and there are probably gorgeous men and women playing that game who look 8 bajillion times better than anything you could hope to create in the character creator. So don't tell me there's nothing wrong with somebody that looks good, someone that's pleasing to the eye, male or female. Don't give me that shit.
My face is tired. Zero.
You know what? I agree. I agree. And that's why, I mean, but to be honest, guys, I love Andromeda. It's so bad. Yeah. Yeah, I know. My face.
You know what? The combat is tight. I want to tell you something. The combat in Andromeda is tight, but that cannot make up for a horrible fucking story, a horrible development process. The fact that they were still mid-development when they released the fucking game, it can't make up for all of that.
Yeah, I mean, my face is tired. Dude, maybe you should try fucking blinking your eyes. Holy shit. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but yeah, I enjoyed the combat in Andromeda. But again, when you get to that micromanaging, like send this team here, collect these assets. Oh, use this bonus here to speed up that process. I was thinking, really, this is where we're going. Is this a fucking mobile game on Xbox? Is that what I'm playing? I don't believe this shit. But yeah, so to sum it all up, man, when your diehards, your pillars of the corporation, the company, all those magical people that brought on that quote Bioware magic, when that's gone, man, there's just no going back. Because I remember hearing that catchphrase over and over again with Anthem and, you know, Andromeda. It's like, oh, it's Bioware. They'll still find a way to bring back that old Bioware magic. No, dude, the people that made that magic are gone.
That's right.
They're gone. And we're at the point now, at least I am anyway, I'm still holding on to that little string of hope, hoping that Mass Effect 4 is not screwed up in some horrible way.
Nuance Observer says games like Cyberpunk 2077 and Andromeda taught us all to never pre-order ever again. Wait for real reviews from people who aren't shills. I want to talk about this real quick. Andromeda, I pre-ordered Andromeda because it was Bioware.
Yeah.
I made the same mistake with Cyberpunk. I said, this is CD Projekt Red. They're going to get it right. They have to get it right. They're the company that gets it right. Just like I did with Andromeda. Mm-hmm. And in an age where I don't pre-order shit, I pre-ordered Andromeda and I pre-ordered Cyberpunk because I trusted the company that was making the video games, and I was busted on both accounts.
Yeah. I mean, I have never once in my life pre-ordered anything. And those two I was really seriously considering, but I never did. And I'm glad I didn't. And yeah, like you all said, that just taught me, hey, just go with your instincts. Don't ever pre-order anything at all. Especially this day and age when things are 10 times more expensive, companies are 10 times bigger unless EA buys you and shrinks you down. Um, yeah, man, it's too risky of an industry to put all your eggs in one basket and hang on to hope that everything's just going to work out flawlessly. I still have hope for Mass Effect 4, but it's not a very high bar to step over given the track record in history at this point. So we'll see. And if this one flops, man, I'm sorry to say that might be the end of it, because who knows, because EA's really been shrinking them down hardcore over the last few years.
Project Storytime Fallout 4 was the last game I pre-ordered. It was a while back, too.
That was a while back.
Shockwave, I did pre-order Horizon Forbidden West and did not disappoint.
Well, really, hey, I'm not saying there are bad pre-orders out there. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying personally, if you're like me, you don't pre-order. You just wait till it comes out.
You know what's really funny? I pre-ordered a game. I pre-ordered a game. And this was just a couple months ago when it just came out. This is Total War Warhammer 3. For those of you who know me, I love Warhammer. And I like Total War games. I've had Total War games kind of from the beginning. But I never fell in love with any of them until Warhammer. I've got Three Kingdoms. I've got Bretonia. I've got what was the oldest one I've got? Hold on. I've got the Rome, Total War Rome, Total War Rome 2, Total War Empire. I've got Total War Shogun, Total War Shogun 2. I've got a lot of Total War games. I've never fallen in love with them and played them. If you look on there, I barely got over 100 hours on most of them. But then you get to Warhammer 1. I've got 2,000 hours in it, over 2,000 hours. I've got over 1,300 hours in Warhammer 2. I've got 13 hours in Warhammer 3. And Warhammer 3 is not like the other games. It's different. It's more evolved. But the rosters are smaller, and I've gone back to playing Warhammer 2, and I'm going to have to wait. What I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to wait until 3 catches up with how huge 2 is. I don't know if that makes any sense to all of you, but it's like 2 is so massive. It's got this huge map. They're evolving 3 as time goes on, and they will add mortal empires, and they'll add all the other races into the game that are in 1 and 2. But that's going to take a while. So for now, I'm back to playing Warhammer 2. There's nothing wrong with 3. It's just not huge yet. It doesn't have everything the other game has, but it will. It's just that takes time. So they come out with the third game. They come out with the races that are specific for the third game. And then in a month or 2, they will add Mortal Empires, which will add everything from the first 2 games into 3. But I still pre-ordered it. And why did I pre-order it? Because they have not failed me yet. Creative Assembly has not failed me yet. Bioware failed me. CD Projekt Red failed me. When a company fails me, EA, oh my God, you want to talk about failing you. When a company, but I take that on a case-by-case basis. So there are companies I trust and there are companies I don't trust. Because of the mistrust with 2077, I will not pre-order anything from CD Projekt Red. You have to earn my trust. Same with BioWare, same with EA, same with a lot of Bungie, same with a lot of other gaming companies. You have to earn my trust back.
Yeah, and Bethesda. Yep.
Yeah, Bethesda.
Still got my eyes on you guys, because, man. Oof.
And EA ruined the Dead Space series. They absolutely did.
Yeah. I mean,
they had 2 great games and then a stinker.
Yeah, that first one especially, my God, the atmosphere on that was amazing.
And do you know that the first 2 games will not run on modern day PCs?
Of course they won't, because why maintain what was a great thing? Yeah.
Because there's this little thing that they did with the engine where if you have more than 8 cores on your computer, those games will not work.
BS.
If you limit the cores, if you limit your cores, that will not work. So what you literally have to do is you have to prevent your computer from knowing that there is more, and you can only do that with the boot up. So you have to boot up only using 8 cores. You can't just limit the cores on the process. You can't like game specific. Oh, I only want to run with this game. No, you have to literally start your computer up with 8 cores and 8 cores only to run Dead Space and Dead Space 2. That is the only way to make them work. So I'm not going to go through all that just for those 2 games. And that's because of the engine. They're not the only ones that did that. They're not the only ones that did that, but they're all the games that are like that are ports from consoles. And I'm trying to remember exactly. There's a couple of other ones that I have that are like that, and they're all console ports. They're all port overs from consoles of the time. And I'm trying to remember the name of one of them, Prototype.
Yeah.
So Prototype is the exact same way. It does not want to work on anything with more than 8 cores. But there's a workaround for that. But there is not a workaround for Dead Space and Dead Space 2. And EA knows. EA knows and could patch this out and fix this. They don't want to work on it. And they don't want to do it because they just want to remake the games. They want to remake the game and sell you a whole new game instead of fixing what's wrong with the first 2.
Yeah. Pat S. asked a good question. What did Bungie do to you, Loki? Show us on the dolly where Bungie touched you. Where did Bungie touch you with the money? Yeah. Man.
Shockwave reminds me of the old Wing Commander games where they had to remake the games to be playable on Pentium processors.
It's all about the Pentiums. Sorry, what were you saying?
I have no idea.
Oh man, Weird Al just killed it for us.
Just make a remaster Wing Commander, change nothing. Update the graphics, I'll spend $40 on that again. Hell yes. Hell yes, I would.
Absolutely.
The heart of the tiger. What's the heart of the tiger, Loki? Oh, you'll find out. The heart of the tiger.
Yeah, man. Solus asking, was EA responsible for Gears going to shit? Honestly, I don't know because I've never played through all of them. I played through, I think, the first 2. I have them all. I got them for cheap at my my game stores. But
did you get the remake of 1?
No, I just got the original.
Get the remake of 1. It's really good.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. If I ever see that somewhere on the cheap,
or if you have Game Pass,
yeah, there's a way to go.
Oh yeah, get Game Pass and just play it that way.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's Microsoft's fault.
Yeah, Microsoft did it. Oh, bring back Bill Gates.
So we're getting out of here. We're like 8 minutes past the hour.
Oh my God, we went. Well, you went missing for waffles for almost 10 minutes.
God help me, man. That's never happened. I was like, hello. Is Zero gone or hello, nope. Chat? Can you hear me? If you hear me, press the 1, and nobody pressed the 1. I was like, oh shit.
The resident alien just booted you out. Don't lie, man. You went on the waffle run.
So what happened to Bioware? Bioware happened to Bioware. I don't even blame EA. I think it was I think the people at Bioware are responsible for what happened at Bioware.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not. I still believe EA was probably at least a small contributing factor because,
oh yeah,
given their track record with how things go horribly wrong whenever they touch something, I think that speaks for itself. But yeah, I mean, really, just to sum it all up, guys, it's just a damn shame. It is an absolute damn shame to see what happened.
You were the chosen one. You weren't supposed to join the Sith. You were supposed to destroy them. Yeah, you were the chosen one, Bioware, and you fucked it up.
They totally were, man. So I don't know. I mean, I still got that little glimmer of hope, but it's going out fast, guys. We'll see what happens. It's just a real tragedy of the gaming industry when you come from so high and then you sink so low. But who knows what the future holds? We'll see what happens.
And I do want to say, if the ending of Mass Effect 3 happened today, they would say fuck off and deal with it instead of trying to at least fix it. And they did try and at least fix some of it. They tried to fix some of it and give hope. And you know what? I wanted to see Shepard and Liara in the backyard barbecuing with little blue kids running around the yard.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see, with the whole crew at the table. And it's like, you know, straight out of Fast and the Furious, this is what family is.
Yeah, because
I mean,
if
everyone say Normandy.
Oh God, a tear jerking moment there. Now, I mean, if you played your card right, spoilers, your Shepard will survive. So you can kind of just make up what happens. We'll see. But
I wanted to see Shepard and Liara in the backyard barbecuing with little blue babies running around.
I mean,
That's
come
what
on.
I wanted to see.
Who didn't want to see that? You know, I tell you what I didn't want to see was Liara going to Shepard's funeral when he eventually dies, and you're surrounded by your family of blue children, and she's, you know, Shepard died at the brave age of 87. Liara's sitting there at 648 with all her kids saying, well, guess we better move on to the next one. But oh well. But yeah, so keep your fingers crossed for whatever you got your hope set on. We'll see where it goes. But man, it's just a sad state of affairs, a sad downfall. It was sad to see it happen in real time. But it is what it is. That's real life, guys. Not everything is puppies, bunnies, and rainbows, man. Sometimes you just got to roll with it.
Guys, we will be back later tonight. We are going to have a movie watch party today at 4 p.m. We're going to be watching Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And then later tonight at 7 o'clock, we are going to have a members only live stream to talk about it and discuss what we watch. So if you are on the Discord server, come by, hang out, have our popcorn movie night with us. We are going to be having the bonfire in Valhalla and watching Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And then, and pretty much it's going to be like a half hour after that, we're going to hang out and talk about the movie on a special members only live stream tonight. So double header, Valhalla bonfire, and then members only live stream tonight to close out the month. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for being a part of Valhalla. You guys, all of you, keep the fires burning bright. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us, and take care. Be excellent to each other, and always speak friend to enter. Later, everybody.
Enjoy T2. Chill out, dickwad.
Chill out, dickwad. Fuck you, asshole.
These videos are tremendous.
It's not a tumor.
Comment.
The Uzi 9mm that shoots maple syrup on my nipples.